Hello, Dana again, with the 61st segment of the Master the Bible Today series, a snapshot of the book of Obadiah. Authored by Obadiah and written to the Edomites, who were Jews living in Judah, and to God's people everywhere, to show that God judges those who have harmed his people. Very little is known about Obadiah, whose name means servant or worshiper of the Lord, quote unquote. What he shared is the vision that the sovereign Lord revealed to him concerning the land of Edom. The Edomites were blood relatives of Israel, and of all the people, they should have rushed to the aid of their Jewish northern brothers when Babylon attacked them. But historically, Edom had constantly harassed the Jews. Prior to the time that this book was written, they had participated in attacks against Judah. Now, it is a fact that all loving parents will protect, nurture, feed, guide, and discipline their children. This is their duty and joy. God, too, has children, the men and women who he has chosen as his very own. There have always been individuals marked as his, but with Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, God promised to build a nation. Israel was to be God's country, and her people, the Jews, his very own sons and daughters. Through the following centuries in Israel, there was discipline and punishment, but always love and mercy. God, the eternal Father, protected and cared for his children. Today, God's holy nation is his church, all who have trusted Christ for their salvation and have given their lives to him. These men and women are God's born-again and adopted children. Obadiah is the shortest book in the Old Testament, only one chapter, but it is a dramatic example of God's response to anyone who would harm his children. Edom was a mountainous nation, occupying the region southeast of the Dead Sea, including Petra, the spectacular city discovered by archaeologists a few decades ago. As descendants of Esau, Genesis 25, verse 30, the Edomites, like their father, were rugged, fierce, and proud warriors with a seemingly invincible mountain home. Instead of helping their Jewish relatives, they gloated over Israel's problems, captured and delivered fugitives to the enemy, and even looted Israel's countryside. Obadiah gave God's message to Edom, that because of their indifference to and defiance of God, their cowardice and pride, and their treachery toward their brothers in Judah, they stood condemned and would be destroyed. A key verse in Obadiah is found in verse 15, which quotes, "The day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your head," unquote. God did humble them, and their nation disappeared from the face of the earth. Those who are high and powerful today should not be overconfident in themselves, whether they are a nation, a corporation, a political party, a church, or a family. All who are proud will one day be shocked to discover that no one is exempt from God's justice. Just as Edom was destroyed for its pride, so will anyone who lives in defiance of God. The book of Obadiah begins with the announcement that disaster was coming to Edom, verses 1 through 9. Despite their impregnable cliffs and mountains, they would not be able to escape God's judgment. Obadiah then gave them the reasons for their destruction in verses 10 through 14. Their blatant arrogance toward God and their persecution of God's children. This concise prophecy ends with a description of the day of the Lord, quote unquote, when judgment will fall on all who have harmed God's people, verses 15 through 21. As you read Obadiah, catch a glimpse of what it means to be God's child, living under his love and protection. See how the Heavenly Father responds to all who would attack those he loves. Thank you.